Back now on Triad Today. A good friend of mine is back on the show. We always like her to stop in whenever she can. She's a busy lady, but she brought a friend of hers with her, so we have two great guests with us. J. Paul, director, next to me, of course, Sheila Jones, our friend who is director of development at Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care. Next to her, Kristie Byrd is here. She's family services coordinator at Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
I won't reach around and be rude. It's like at the table, you know, can I have the salt? You know, you don't reach across. We've talked about what hospice care is before. But what I want to ask you this time to start off with, Sheila, is what is palliative care? Because that's in your title, palliative care. What is palliative care? How is it different from hospice care?
And simply put, it's just comfort care. It's a specialized care, and there's some different levels that we can offer with that. And Kristie seems to be the expert in that, so that's why I brought her along.
So, Kristie, in other words, if I went through this with my dad, so personal experience. But if you have a family member who's got a terminal illness or something, but they're not that far along, you can sort of start a palliative care program earlier, right?
Sure, you can. And palliative care is comfort care, and the focus is quality of life. We want everyone to have a good quality of life. So palliative care manages symptoms such as pain, depression, anxiety, shortness of breath, those things that kind of come along with a terminal illness. But palliative care also treats folks with a serious illness as well.
Right, so it's not necessarily terminal, but kind of get them in the, it's not a word that I've used, officially, but just get them in the system, get them used to, what the care is going to be like, and I think that's so valuable to get in there early and do that. I appreciate what you all do. Now let's talk about the physician, the hospice or palliative care physician. Again, I've had firsthand experience with this, so I want to ask you, does the hospice and palliative care doctor who comes in, he or she, do they sort of take over and manage the case for the patient and the family, or are you still going to other physicians, or what happens?
Sure, that's exactly what you're doing. Palliative care physician, that is their specialty, is symptom management. So they're really good at managing pain and those types of symptoms. So you would see them just like you would your cardiologist. If you're having problems with your heart, you would go see a cardiologist. If you're having uncontrollable pain, you're going to see your palliative care doctor. So your attending physician is still going to manage your care.
Sheila, I think you had sent me an email one day about something, and I was curious about it because I was so focused on, in my dad's situation, and you have people that are usually elderly and have terminal disease. But you were saying something in an email one day about palliative care for children. What does that involve?
That's a program, another program that we talked about is called Kids Path, and that is following the children with whatever sickness, serious illness they may have, and that can also happen as part of palliative care.
Tell me a little bit about the Joan and Howard Waltz Hospice Home. Why was that open and why was it needed?
It was open because we needed a place for folks to go when they couldn't be cared for at home. Anyone that would normally go to the hospital, we take to that facility, and that there's specialized care there. Again, that's another specialty. Maybe they're there for uncontrolled nausea, uncontrolled vomiting, just like palliative care and doing it in the home. It's back. We can take them in an inpatient facility there and there's a doctor on staff every day. They come by and make rounds just like they would at the hospital. It's that hospital care right there in that rural community. Real
continuum of care. I just think what you're doing is great. Before time gets away from us, you have an upcoming event, and I'm going to call it a bike, walk, run. What's that all about?
Tour to Mayberry.
Tour to Mayberry.
I think it's our 11th year. It's 3 different bike rides, a 5K run, walk event. This year we've added a kids fun run.
Oh, great.
It is hopefully that we can have some folks there, and there's also a snoozing option for those folks who don't want to get out
That
of
would
bed.
be me. I would be on the snoozing end. Now, how do the proceeds go? Because I guess people pay a registration fee or something. Now, where do the proceeds go to? The proceeds,
we use the proceeds from that to help take care of hospice patients who do not have a payer source, don't have insurance. We're very lucky and able to say that we do not turn anyone down based on their ability to pay. We can do programs like Palliative Care, Kids Path, We Honor Veterans, all those other special programs that we've come and talked to you about.
And there's no financial barrier to getting help from palliative care and hospice. But the thing is, you have to seek it. You have to be ready to go talk, right?
We'll come out and do it. We'll come out and do an evaluation. And
that's tough, though, families making that step.
You're right. It is very right. It is tough. It's hard to know that when is the right time. And so we're hoping
And you're going to help them know that.
We're hoping that we can help them with that, help them connect all the dots.
The website, www.mtnvalleyhospice.org. 888 is the number, 789-2922. That's the toll-free number. Good luck with the tour to Mayberry, and thanks for everything the two of you do.
Thank you.